Hello everyone, Christina here. In today's video, I'm going to be creating a pencil envelope or mail art. This Just Right suite of products that came out in Simon's release a little bit ago was inspired by an envelope that I made here on my YouTube channel where I hand drew some really large jumbo pencils on an envelope and then put the recipient's name and address on the pencils. So I thought it was such a fun idea. I wanted to turn it into some other products. So we've got a full stamp set. We've got a couple stencils, some dies. I'm going to be using in particular the layered pencils for some stenciling. So there are 5 stencils in the Just Right Layered Pencils stencil set. And I'm going to start out by using the one that has the erasers and the wooden part of the pencil. And I picked this stencil in particular to start on my envelope because it has all 4 sides of the design. So I can really get it centered on my envelope perfectly. So I'm just getting that positioned, and then I'm going to tape it from the back side of the envelope. Now, when I did this envelope, I was live for my members here at YouTube, and I discovered as I went along here that I wish I would have done this particular envelope design 180 degrees, like flipped over, so that I could have the person's address in a different spot. But no worries, I worked through that. I got it to work later. I'm using the color Cheeky for the erasers, and I used a little bit of a torn Post-it note to mask off that wooden area so that as I stencil on the pink shade that it wouldn't go over into the wood part. And I did concentrate the pink ink at the bottom of that eraser just so it gives a little bit of, a little bit of dimension. I used a microfiber towel just to wipe off that ink so that I could then go in and start stenciling on the wood part. So then I used the Post-it, the torn Post-it, just to mask off the eraser. And then I came in with the color Latte from Simon. I'm using all Simon inks today, by the way. And I added that to the wooden areas. And like I did with the eraser, I concentrated a little bit more of the color at the base of the pencil so that it was just a little bit darker there. So I've now moved on to the first layering stencil. The stencils are labeled themselves with top of pencil, middle of pencil, bottom of pencils, so that you know exactly what you're going for. I've picked out 3 different colors or 3 different shades of each color to work with these pencils because there are 3 sections for each pencil. So for the top of each pencil, I used a lighter shade. Like for the pinks here, I used Bubblegum. And then I'm going to use the middle shade for the middle line of the pencil. And then I'll use the darkest shade for the bottom of the pencil. And this is just to help with that illusion of a little bit of a shadow on each one of these pencils. By the way, all of the inks that I'm using here, I will have linked down below in the video description in the supplies, or you can click on the link and it'll take you to a visual representation of the supplies. But I just wanted to let you know that if you were curious about any of the different inks I'm using today for all of this stenciling, I'll have them listed down below. It's really nice with the Simon Says Stab inks because they have them grouped in trios. So for stencils like this where you want to have kind of like 3 shades of the same color, it works really, really well because you're going to be able to have those trio of colors and it won't be an issue. They kind of make it no nonsense for you. You know exactly what colors you need to do. So here I'm adding on that 3rd and final stencil for the pencils, putting on the darkest shade. And I think this last shade, I believe it's Honey for the yellow. I think that is the perfect yellow shade for the classic school pencil. I think it worked out so great. I also love Taffy right here. I think Taffy and Sweets are 2 of my most used colors from the Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated ink line. So I'm going to finish this off with a little bit of this teal shade, and then I'll peel up and you can kind of see the pencils taking shape. They look really great. For the silver area on the pencils, I'm using the color Earl. And like I've done for the other sections, I just did it a little bit darker at the bottom. And then for the actual pointer tips, I'm using the color Charcoal and a little tiny itty bitty brush from Waffle Flower just to get those little tiny sections on the pencils. So here is the finished stenciling. I think it looks so great. Those colors are bright and cheerful. I love it. I'm using Caron Real Brush pigment markers. I thought I would do a little bit more with some color with the markers, so that's why I wanted to use them, but really I just needed a black brush tip marker. I could have used any black tip brush or brush tip black marker for this. So like I mentioned, I was trying to figure out the best way to add Beth's address. By the way, big thank you to Beth for allowing me to use her address. I do have permission to send this envelope to her address and share it online. So I thought that pencil, the purple pencil down below, was just a little too far away from Beth's name. So I decided to draw kind of like a little talking bubble in black and then use a white gel pen on top. And that worked out really well. I think it's a nice additional element to the card design. I grabbed a light gray Caron brush marker. This is one of their regular like water brush markers, not a pigment one, just to add a little bit of shading around the pencils. And then I put on my postage. So Beth was in the chat when I was doing this envelope, and she said she loved Charlie Brown and baseball. So that's what informed me on my postage stamp selection. I think it turned out really cute. I think the yellow on Charlie Brown's shirt worked out well, and just the baseball was cute, kind of went along with this really colorful theme. So that's my envelope for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this is a really fun stencil for you all to play with when it comes to layering all those different inks. I think it turned out so cute, especially as we head into, back to school time. This could be really great for a bunch of different projects. For me, I don't have any school-age children or any children in general, so I just love pencils and pens and anything stationery. That's why I love a good pencil background. Thanks so much for watching today. I'll be back on Monday with another live stream here at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Hope to see you there.